Hey friends, we are going to help you to know how to build trust in a marriage.
Because without trust, you're going to lose that credibility with each other and you're going to have extra problems you really don't need to face. So watch closely. Hey, it's Kirk and Kim.
We're lifestyle mentors.
And today we're going to talk about a topic that comes up a lot. We currently teach a program here in Salt Lake City called Royalty and Romance. And
We've been doing that class for like 10 years.
And we're in front of a lot of couples. We're talking like 1,000 people at a time. And one of the most common questions or concerns that comes up in that class, what they ask us for advice is
trust. How to build trust in a marriage.
So what is it? What's going on with the trust factor? And so we want to share with you what we're doing in our marriage and also what we give as advice to other couples.
And how you can really improve that trust between the two of you.
First step is this. Whatever you talk about, you got to be as real as possible, as factual as possible. Minimize the exaggeration and minimize the...
Like, you're not talking about the fish story that's like this big, okay? Be realistic about that.
Over-promising and exaggeration will whittle down and destroy trust. So be as real and factual as possible when you are talking as a couple and as you are planning and scheduling that you don't overpromise.
It's so easy. It is so easy to overpromise and say, yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll take care of this. And yes, I'll take care of that. And then all of a sudden you find yourself with too many things that you've said yes to. And then it all crumbles. And then your spouse doesn't trust you because you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Sometimes we get caught up in trying to impress our spouse to gain trust, but we lose credibility.
Right.
And every time you can't fulfill those overpromised events or exaggerated ideas that you have, you're losing trust because of actual performance, not because you're trying to impress each other. So number one, cut down on the overpromising. Be very real. It's better to do less number of things and get them done than trying to do everything. So that would be our first suggestion in helping build that trust.
Number two, when you mess up, fess up. When you make a mistake, just be okay with letting your spouse know, you know what, I messed up. I made a mistake. I told you I was going to do that and I didn't. Or I messed up and I broke this and it's one time I broke something of my husband that was like incredibly valuable and he had
It was my fish, my wood carved
I didn't even know he was
fish
gonna...
in my office.
We bought it on a trip, and he went to the extreme.
I searched for 4 days for this wood carved fish.
And you should have seen how he packed it in the suitcase to get it home.
I got it literally almost 12 hours away from here. I got it all the flights and everything got it here.
And I'm decorating his office and making it look all amazing and cute. And I knocked it over.
She broke it.
It fell and it broke. And so of course I get the glue. I glue the fish back together and I'm like thinking in my mind, maybe he won't notice.
But what she did though, I thought was very, very cool. As soon as I came home, she goes, I need to talk to you. But she made it sound like it was the end of the world.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
No, it's not. It was terrible. But the thing is that she confessed that she broke it.
I immediately,
and
I cried too.
In that moment though, there was a level of trust that was built over a broken thing.
Even though I so wanted to not tell him, I wanted to just glue it and pretend he would never see it. I wanted to make sure that I confessed. And I told him, and I didn't want him to feel like he couldn't trust me. Because if I can share with him those little things, I can share with him the big things.
No, that was a big thing. Oh. That was a big thing.
Okay.
Okay, right. So the experience here, though, listen to the experience. Even when something breaks, trust can be built in how you handle it. So this number two is fess up when you mess up. And don't hide it.
And now he'll never forget me.
I'll never forget. Every time I look at my fish, it's like, oh yeah, my wife broke that. But she fessed up, and we do this with each other And
And
it's
now
so
you
hard
know
to
you
fess
can
up.
trust me. You know, you look at the fish and it's not about my wife messed up. It's
No,
about
she'll
my
tell
wife.
me.
I can trust her.
She'll
Yeah.
tell me. Okay, now that leads into number 3
Yeah.
of no hiding.
Yeah.
No hiding your mistakes, no hiding the bills from your
Like
spouse.
when you buy
or
that really expensive pair of shoes, don't hide the receipt.
as soon as you start hiding things from your spouse,
If you're gonna hide
you
one thing,
are
you'll
breaking
start
the
to
trust.
hide 2 things. So
It
don't do
it
that.
escalates. Don't do that.
No.
You got to be upfront.
Yes.
Because as soon as you start hiding, you're going to lose trust from your spouse.
And it starts little, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you think, oh, I can just hide that, and I can just hide this, and then all of a sudden, you find yourself hiding things you don't even need to hide.
And you may, as you're listening to this, you may need to go have some conversations and get it cleaned up. Because if you go, oh, it's okay, I don't need to tell my husband, I don't need to tell my wife. You are the one who's breaking the trust, not them.
Yeah.
You're the one. And so you decide where you want your level of trust to be. So maybe you need to take them out to dinner and have a conversation and kind of catch up on some things.
Out to dinner is good too because it keeps the conversation more quiet.
Yeah, there you go.
Under
Okay.
control.
No-
But I do have to say that when you do that, when you don't hide things from each other, oh my goodness, it makes such a difference. Like seriously.
Yeah, because it could spread into other things
Yeah.
and that could cause more messes. You don't want that. No. You don't need that. Okay, number 4. A couple that shares thoughts and feelings is open to each other. But to share thoughts and feelings, notice we're not saying dump thoughts and feelings on each other, but share thoughts and feelings.
One time we were driving in our car down the street and I thought I was sharing my thoughts and feelings. And my husband.
Does this apply to this particular conversation?
It does.
Okay.
This is what he did. He rolls down the window and he says, if you have that kind of stuff to say it out the window because you're dumping me on me right now.
Hold on. I said it a lot nicer than what you just said it.
Well, the way I heard it was,
Okay, and the reason you're bringing this up is?
don't dump on your spouse.
Oh,
Because
the dumping part.
You think that when you're sharing your thoughts and feelings, sometimes...
Oh, you think you're sharing, but
Yes,
it actually,
it's actually
feels
dumping.
like you're dumping.
Yes.
Okay, now I get you're bringing this up.
Right. And so
Okay.
like we're driving down the street and all of a sudden my husband rolls down the window and he says, if you're going to dump on me, do it out the window.
So coming back to sharing is when you're like, oh, can I share something with you? Now, the idea of sharing, sometimes men get quiet and they don't share their thoughts and feelings. And sometimes women are always sharing their thoughts and feelings.
Are you speaking from experience?
So as a husband and wife, be open to, okay, you shared your thoughts and feelings a lot. I need a break.
Or like, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's my turn to share my thoughts and feelings. But a couple...
Like, here's the stick. Here's the talking stick.
So a couple that is open to share their thoughts and feelings because you just want support or maybe they have ideas to help you, no dumping or no expectation that they have to fix you, but stay open with those thoughts and feelings because it builds trust. Day by day, it builds trust.
I got to throw a PS on this one. Men, when your wife when in your marriage, when your wife comes to you and she wants to just share her thoughts and feelings, remember, she's not a lawnmower and she doesn't want to be fixed. She just wants you to listen. Like, just listen.
You're not a lawnmower?
No, I'm not, I don't want to be fixed like a lawnmower.
Not to be fixed like a lawnmower. So they're not machinery, meaning when they bring a problem to us, we don't get our tools out and just start fixing them.
Right.
We listen.
With your ears.
We just listen. You know how sometimes when we're talking, I have to ask you at the end, is this a real question or is this a share
She may be tempted to ask you questions. Don't answer those questions.
Is that what okay.
Unless she says, I really want an answer.
Okay, we got to stay on topic here.
Probably.
So to build trust means to have open communication and know that you both
we did
are
kinda get off the topic.
still learning how to be married. Remember, you're still learning. And so there's give and take as you make mistakes and as you are trying to do things, but the intention between the two of you is to have trust. And if you both make it the intention to have trust, you're going to find it.
And your marriage will be amazing.
Awesome. Okay, love you guys.
Hope you enjoyed that and hope that'll make a difference in the trust in your relationship. You're going to want to go ahead and subscribe here because we've got some great information we'd like to share more with you.
And check it out. Maybe you want to attend Royalty or Romance, or at least get to one of our classes so you can take this to the next level.